Shalom, I'm Rabbi Michael Satz at Temple B'nai Or in Morristown. Before I start to talk about Parashat Re'eh, I want to remind you something that you might have learned in high school math, about an asymptote. That's a curve that approaches the zero axis but never gets there. It goes on for infinity but never reaches the axis. Let me show you. Right, we have the curve going on for infinity, both directions, never reaching zero. It will make sense in a second. So now on to the portion. In this week's parasha, Moses tells the people, "There shall be no needy among you, since the eternal your God will bless you in the land that the eternal your God is giving you." But then, a few verses later, Moses says, "For there will never cease to be needy ones in your land, which is why I command you, open your hand to the poor and needy kin in your land." There will never be needy among you, and there will never cease to be needy ones. Sounds like a contradiction. But I think what the Torah is talking about is the ideal and real life. The ideal that we strive for every day, but real life that we know that always falls short. It's like we have this vision that we're approaching or attempt to be approaching always, but we never quite get there. We're always approaching, but we never quite get there. Or we always attempt to. Or we pray that we always attempt to be approaching this ideal of no needy, or this ideal of any ideal that the Torah gives us. Tonight is Shabbat, but it's also Rosh Chodesh Elul, the beginning of the month of Elul, the month of preparation for the High Holy Days. And the High Holy Days are really our stark reminder to each of us individually that we didn't quite get there this year. We didn't quite reach that ideal. We're not the ideal spouses. We're not the ideal parents. We're not the ideal friends. We're not the ideal Jews. Sometimes we get a little closer. Sometimes we take a step back. But as long as we have that idea that we keep trying, we keep going down the same path, we keep getting closer to the ideal, that's what's the point. That's what teshuvah is about, this return that we concentrate on during the High Holy Days, that we forgive others who aren't quite at the ideal. We forgive ourselves for not quite doing it, but then we keep going. We keep going towards infinity, if you will. "There shall be no needy among you, for there never will cease to be needy in your land." We live somewhere in here. May we always be striving for the ideal. We might not get there. We probably won't. But as long as we're closer, day by day, as long as we're trying, as long as we're returning to the path, as long as we're making that effort, God is there with us to help us towards that ideal. Shabbat Shalom.